Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another video. It's that time again to do our game preview and predictions video. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be completely breaking down the number one matchup for week one of the 2025 college football season. It's going to be the Ohio State Buckeyes welcoming the Texas Longhorns to Columbus, Ohio. This is number one versus number three. It doesn't get any better than this. You have to cherish this. It is not very often where you get two top five teams facing off in week one to open the college football season. This is elite football. Two of the biggest brands, two of the most lauded brands in college sports facing off. And on top of that, it is SEC versus Big 12, the two best conferences in the nation, fighting it out for who's going to be at the top of the mountain. And you also have to remember the Ohio State Buckeyes currently right now are the defending national champions. Yes, they lost a lot of those pieces from last year. Running backs, defensive players, linemen, Will Howard, they're all gone. But who's more talented than the Buckeyes? They easily have a top five overall roster, and so does Texas. Quinn Ewers is gone. They're bringing in the extremely highly decorated, highly praised Arch Manning. He has the last name. The big question is going to be, does he have more than just the last name? Will he be able to live up to that name, live up to the hype? This is one of the most hyped up quarterbacks coming out of high school we've seen in an extremely long time. We've gotten glimpses of him. We've seen him start some games in relief. We've seen him in the fourth quarters. We know enough about him. Mobile quarterback, strong arm, loves to push the ball vertically down the field, but he can extend plays with his legs. He can scramble. He can get outside that pocket, but he's still always keeping his eyes looking down the field. And you know Texas, they're going to have a stacked roster. Guys, we're going to break this whole game down. First off, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments, make sure to drop it below. Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? What are your predictions on this game? If you drop a comment, I will make sure to respond to every single one of them. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, make sure to check out the pinned comment down below. Click on that link. You can sign up there, and I would definitely appreciate that. When you're looking at the Buckeyes here at home, August 30th, 12 p.m. to open up this game. The Buckeyes have a 53.2% chance to win this game. It is what it is. It is practically a 50-50 matchup, practically a neutral game here, almost a pick-em. The fans are split down the middle. Longhorns, 46.8% chance. The Buckeyes are 2-point favorites. The over-under, 47.5. Ohio State minus 125. Texas plus 105. It is extremely close, and that spread is slowly getting smaller. It is moving to neutral, moving down to a pick-em type matchup. It is going to be fun. This is two elite defenses, two elite coaching staffs, elite rosters. We already discussed Arch Manning. Who is he going to be giving the ball back? He has Andreas at the tight end position. The running backs, he's going to need help from the running back position. These guys stepped up massively last season. CJ Baxter's back. You have Wisner back fully healthy. That 1-2 running back combo, that is elite. Do not forget Baxter. A lot of people forgot him after the first half of last season. You have to remember his name. These guys can line up. They can run it at you. They have power. They have speed. At the wide receiver position, Texas bringing in a lot of new starters here, but one Texas does is they restock and they retool every single season. You have Moore Jr., you have Mosley. Ryan Wingo, to me, he is the X factor at that X position. He's a guy. Give him the ball in space. He's going to be the primary playmaker here for Arch Manning, no matter what. Third and long situations on third down, you have to find Wisner, and the defense has to account for Wisner. Looking at the Buckeyes here, obviously also breaking in a new quarterback. Like I said, Will Howard, he is off. He's gone off to the NFL. They announced Julian Sayin as the starting quarterback. He was a redshirt last year. This was a guy that Nick Saban tapped to take over as the quarterback for Alabama. Saban retired. Sayin transferred. Found himself at the Buckeyes last season. He did redshirt. We have not seen much of him outside of the spring games, summer games. So there's a lot of unknown here. There's a lot of unknown variables. One thing that you can always kind of rest certain on is that Ryan Day and the Buckeyes are going to have elite quarterback play. They've had that for over, the last 1 to 2 decades straight. Great quarterback play every single season. That should continue. And he is an experienced crop of weapons to push the ball to. He doesn't quite have the running back room that he had last season, but he still has James Peoples. He had C.J. Donaldson at the tight end position. Claire, one of the most experienced tight ends in the Big Ten right now, and the wide receiver room. Who's better at wide receivers than Ohio State? You can maybe say LSU in terms of pushing out elite wide receivers the last 5 to 10 seasons. They're going to have NS. They're going to have Tate. They're going to have Jeremiah Smith, who in my personal opinion is the best wide receiver in the entire country. He was a true freshman last season. He was lighting up. No one has the physical and tangibles that this guy has at the wide receiver position. To me, he is the best offensive player currently In all of college football leading up to the season, I think he's the best offensive player, and Ohio State, Caleb Downs at safety, they also have the best defensive player. It's just the unknown with Julian Sayin getting his first reps in, and unfortunately, he has to get his first reps against the Texas Longhorns defense. That's going to be rough. They are replacing a lot of starters from last season, but you know Texas, they are stacked at every single position on this team. You have Steve Sarkisian calling plays, one of the best offensive minds in all of college football. He knows how to call plays in big games. He's shown that from when he was in the Big 12, and that translated to the SEC. They have not missed a step. They're getting better. They're getting deeper every single season. And, of course, Ryan Day finally got the weight off his shoulders, finally won some bowl games, won some playoff games, won the national championship last season. He just has to beat Michigan this season, and everything is on a positive trajectory. You're going to have Matt Patricia taking over as the defensive coordinator. Coming over from the NFL, college, though, is a completely different game. It might take him a couple games to kind of get warmed up to calling the type of plays that he needs to call. But if they can hit the ground running here versus Texas, they can get after it. You have Brian Hartline taking over the play calling duties on the offensive side. Texas last season, just to kind of gauge where we are right now, Texas averaged 33 points a game, throwing for 278.8, running for 158.8, only giving up 15.3 points a game. That was number 3 in all of college football. That's how good this defense was last season. You know they're still going to have a top 10 defense this season. The Buckeyes last year, they averaged 35.7 points a game, throwing for 260, running for 166.4, only giving up 12.9 points a game. This defense was so good last season, they were almost historically great, and they finished last season not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. They were the number 1 defense, not in the Big Ten, in the entire country. Even when you account for the playoff run, they got even better. They were a second-half team. They hit their stride second half. They were beating the crap out of teams, curb stomping them. The offense got going. The offensive line should be even better this season. They had a lot of injuries last season, and they answered all of those injuries, continued to play better down the stretch. And that defense, number 1 last year. You can't expect to be number 1 every single season. You just don't want too much of a drop-off. Obviously, Knowles is gone. He might be the best defensive mind in all of college football. He's gone. But the Buckeyes are talented enough, and they have an NFL caliber guy, a Bill Belichick guy calling plays. You just want to make sure that the NFL game translates week 1. You don't need him to hit the ground running week 3 or 4. That's when they really get set in. You want to win week 1. Whoever wins this game is going to be the early preseason favorite to win the national championship and will be number 2 come next week. It won't matter. Both of these teams want to get this out of their way because both are going to have tough conference schedules. Texas in the SEC, the Buckeyes in the Big Ten. You definitely want to make sure to win these out-of-conference games. This is a tough one. This is a very tough game to call because which version of these teams show up, whoever plays week 1 might not be the team that you see on the field week 10, week 11, week 12. Teams completely change as the season goes along. 2 inexperienced quarterbacks. Experience goes to Arch Manning still nonetheless. Team experience probably still goes to the Ohio State Buckeyes because they have a lot of weapons on the offensive side that have been there previously. Not the running back position, but definitely on the line and on the wide receiver position, and they're bringing back some of their defensive players. So that kind of equals out. The one thing, Ohio State is at home. Columbus, Arch Manning, he's played in big games before. He's not going to be scared here. He's had a lot of pressure on him his entire life just because of his last name. But will that be able to translate to a road game week 1? This is so hard to call. This is a pick'em game. This is a 50-50 flip a coin. You can make a very strong, valid case for either one of these teams to walk away with the win. But we are going to predict it today. I'm going to go with the Ohio State Buckeyes inching out a win. Very close game. They win this one 30-27. I have them covering the spread. I'm going with the over. If the Texas Longhorns win this, would in no way surprise me in any way whatsoever. Texas, as talented as anyone. And so are the Buckeyes, and the Buckeyes are the defending national championship. They just have to make sure they're not too pompous coming into this game. Sayin definitely not better because he wasn't even on the field last season. Manning won't be. He wants to solidify himself. He wants to take some of that pressure off of his shoulders. Big stage for both quarterbacks. We're going to find out a lot about these teams. But like I said, no matter what happens, both of these teams will find themselves in the playoff come the end of the season. The Buckeyes showed last season you don't have to be a number 1 seed. You don't even have to win your conference to make and win the national championship. So the outcome of this game doesn't affect them too much. It's just making sure that you have early season momentum. Guys, that's our early preview and prediction for the number 1 game of the week, the Ohio State Buckeyes versus the Texas Longhorns. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments, drop it below. Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? What is your thoughts on this game? If you drop a comment, I will respond to every single one of them. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, make sure to check out the pinned comment down below. Click on that link. You can sign up there, and I would definitely appreciate it. And, of course, as always, thank you for watching.